Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing a bicycle light. And the bicycle light is a light from Extreme Lights, namely the Ultimate Plus Cycling Light. So let's get started. Okay guys, before I open up the box, just a disclaimer here. This is not a sponsored video. I bought the light on a special, a Black Friday special last year. And the reason for buying the light was I needed the light to complete a mountain bike race. And the race was called Cullinan to Tonteldoos. It is a 264 kilometer race, or 164 miles. And most of the race is at night. I will put a link in the description of that race. It's also one of my videos. And as a result of that, I obviously needed a light to do the race. I didn't initially want to get the Ultimate Plus. I was more looking at the Endurance Plus, but there's a feature on this light that was not available at the time on the Endurance Plus, and this light was on special, and it was actually cheaper than the Endurance Plus at the time, as these guys run specials all the time. So I opted for this light and used this light throughout the race, and I was not disappointed. But when watching the race, if you guys look at the video, you will see in the beginning of the video, when it starts to go dark, I'm not using this light. I'm actually just using this very small light over here. And this is a daytime light, more like a light just to let motorists and that be aware of you. But I was using this light as I was worried the battery on this light would not last the full 24 hours. But I was clearly mistaken about that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So the light comes in a nice packaging like this, with a plastic box container, nice strong container here. When you open up the box, you get a whole lot of stuff in the box, of which this cable I bought additionally, and this USB adapter I also bought additionally. The older versions of this light came with a very long cord that went from the light to the battery, but in the newer versions they have now shortened this cord, and therefore I still require the longer cord for my setup, and that's why I bought the cord. So in the box you get a couple of these elastics, a remote to operate the light remotely, and this is the reason actually why I went for this version of the light and not the Endurance, because at the time the Endurance did not come with a remote. Subsequently, the Endurance now does come with a remote, and this remote is a lifesaver, because when you're riding and you need to change the settings on the light, when you're switching between high, medium or low beam, you don't need to take your hands off the handlebar. You just use the remote, and it's, yes, this is a major feature on this light, and I'm not sure why most lights don't come with this these days. You come with a battery, which comes in a nice neoprene case, which allows you to strap this onto your frame, a charger, and then obviously the light itself. This light is, you get two different types of bicycle lights. One that is contained, in other words, the light and the battery is contained in one unit, and then you get this type of light where they are separate. The advantage with this type of light is if the battery goes flat, you can carry a spare battery with you, or along the race, if there are boxes or drop-off points, you can just swap the battery out as required. So I think this is also actually a very good feature. Now, this light is very well manufactured. It's got an aluminium housing. It's got 7 LEDs on the inside. It's got a button at the back through which you can actually switch through the features, and this button changes color. So if you are running at a It's green if it's between 50 and 100% battery. It goes orange between 10 and 50, and it goes red if it's between 5 and 10% battery. If it goes less than 5%, it starts flashing red. It also comes with this quick release bracket which you connect on your handlebars. You clip it on and then you fasten it down, and this fastens it onto the handlebars very securely. It's a better design than most lights these days which have an elastic that just clips around, and it can move if you're going through very rigorous or hard areas or very bumpy roads. The light, due to the weight of it, will start to tilt down. The light weighs 160 grams, and the battery with its neoprene casing 241, and together 405 grams. The remote, don't know if anybody needs to know how much that weighs, but just in case, weighs 16 grams. The battery, as I mentioned earlier, is a standalone battery, which I think is an advantage, which will allow you to add additional length cable. You can also get a wire cable adapter for it, and this USB adapter. If you're using the wire cable on a very long ride, you can plug the light into the one section, and then this USB adapter into the other section, and then power your camera or your GPS system, so that everything is powered off the single battery while you're riding. Okay, once you have attached the battery, you can operate the light either from the back, the switch at the back, or the remote. To switch the light on via the remote, you just press the square button for a few seconds. It goes on. You can then press it again, goes to medium. Press it again, goes to high. Press it again, back to low. To attach the light, we're using the quick release fitting, or you just slip it over, put the little clip in the back there, twist it and push it down. Once the light is securely fitted, you then can attach your battery to your chosen location using the neoprene strap which is provided. It's got a rubber ring on the one side which the strap goes through and then goes around the top, and then with the velcro it attaches to the back. The light can then just be connected as such. If you have an extended cable, you can then click the cable in like so, other end in there, and any excess cable can then just be tucked away in there and around the back, and there you go. I can also mention that this connector can be tightened just by screwing this copper attachment in or out, and that adjusts the tension of the light on the handlebars. The Extreme Ultra Plus, when switched on, goes to 220 lumen. And as you can see, the light is spread out quite evenly and not focused in a central point. 1100 lumen. You can still see peripheral objects, and 3000 lumen. As you can see, the 3000 lumen is extremely bright and definitely highlights the area and surrounding objects. Press it again, we'll go back down to the 220 lumen. Back up again, 1100. and 3000. So it is quite easy on a normal race to do a race like this on flat roads and uphills using the 220 or even the 1200, which may be a bit much, but this can be used on single tracks, and for descending and single tracks the 3000 lumen is very useful, and this is where this light comes into its own. To sum up, this is my go-to light at the moment. Plenty of spares are available, extra cables, extra batteries, all can be ordered online. Good service from the company, and I'll be using this light next year for the 361. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos like this.